Hey, beautiful people, it's Ashley here from Elemental Growth, and this is week 9 of the Homesteading permaculture vlog series. So if you're just tuning in now, when COVID hit, I was offered this awesome opportunity to go away on the Canadian Shield. It's a few hours north of here where we were, and really put together a permaculture garden. I I work on a garden every single year. I've done this since I had my own spiritual awakening in 2014. I knew that permaculture was going to be a way that I was going to change myself and a way that I could help impact this world. So I've dedicated every summer living here in Canada to working on one garden so that I can learn the skills when I decide that I'm ready to settle down and purchase my own property. Maybe that's with a partner in the future. Maybe that is just Finn and I. Whatever it is, I'm not ready for it yet, but I want to be closer to it. I want to spend every single year getting closer and closer to that goal. So learning the skills is an awesome way to do that. And this was a great opportunity. It came up right as everything was closing down for the COVID. And I just finished my work. My stepdad, who was working on the project with me, he's still going back and forth for a little while, but my work's done for the season. We're gonna go up maybe a couple more times just to check things out, maybe do a camping trip or some hikes, because it is a beautiful spot. And if you do go back and watch the videos, you know, it's gorgeous. It's incredible. So so it's been a great opportunity, not only for learning, but I got to spend that time teaching my son about nature. In nature, we got to go on lots of hikes, climb some rocks, go canoeing, get our hands dirty, go off the beaten trail and create our own trails. What else do we do in that time? No, just our work, giving back. There's nothing more beautiful than to clean up nature. And there's a lot of garbage that we got to clean up off of this property as well. And that left a lot of room for green to grow. And by the time that we left there, literally everything was looking green, and it was incredible. Also in that time, we did some foraging, did some tree tapping. I got to invest in myself. I invested in a couple different tools. One of them was tree tapping equipment, which was great. That was something that's been on my list for a while. And this was a good time for me to make that investment. I invested in some more seeds for myself in the future. Different medicines and things. When we did our big order, there's a few specific medicines that I could get the seeds organically. So now I get to add those to my collection for when I do my own. Also, I invested in LED poi. I've been practicing with poi my own way, like just spinning them just for my own exercise movement. I like to dance. I'm not the best at it. But that was a really nice way for me to find flow. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was beautiful watching other people do it. And it kind of looks like a martial art. I get to include a bunch of different activities I enjoy into it, and go with the beat of different music that I like. But now I got the LED version of it, which is really cool. That's the next step up. From there, I'm going to get into actual fire. Maybe a few years from now, and I'm really looking forward to that progressive journey. And it was an investment that I wanted to make for a while that I didn't. And the third one that I did was invest into a mushroom kit. I love psychedelics so much. It took me a long time to come out of the psychedelic closet and tell you guys, look, I've been using these things as a tool for over 15 years. And I love them. I think are one of the best personal development tools that are available to us. They definitely do a lot of the same things as meditation would and yoga would and things like that for helping you with personal development. However, it's a much faster way to get there, and they're a great tool. And I've been working with I've been manifesting this opportunity to learn from Dr. Engel for years. Dr. Dan Engel, you guys gotta look him up. And right now I'm learning from him every Wednesday, which is an amazing opportunity. And yeah, and psychedelics, they really have helped me. And he is helping me really break out and make that a part of what it is I'm going to do. I've been holding back for a long time, committing to this path because it is so unconventional, and there's this thing inside of me that still wants to be accepted. And whenever I talk about things that are different from the mainstream, I seem to get some pushback, and because of that pushback, I chicken out and I go back. At the end of last year, I actually dove in and invested $10,000 into working with coaches that were going to help me make my business more around addiction. I know that is a big pain point of mine. Evan Carmichael actually pointed that out to me a few years ago when I was in nutrition school trying to find my niche market. He said, your pain, that is where the passion is going to come into your business. That's what it is you have to focus on. It's that pain point. But I was scared. I'm scared to talk about the psychedelics. I'm scared to talk about addiction. I'm scared to talk about my story. I'm scared to talk about my parents because I'm scared that that's going to shame them in some way. I get emotional just talking about it. But it's not about that. It's about the bigger picture. It's about using my story to really help other people get out of the mess that they're in. It's about rising up as that leader into that. And I knew that that was true. So I invested into myself. I invested into that program, and I had no idea how it was that I was going to pay for it. The truth, when I was taking this program, there was such transformational value and so much mindset work, and the coaches were amazing. But one of the rules was that you had to be decisive. And when I came into the program, I actually showed them the video of me being coached by Evan Carmichael, and I said, look, I've chickened out of this before. I said I was going to do addiction. I reached out. I even went to an alumni meeting to share my story about addiction and to help them with like affirmations and aligning with the moon cycles and stuff that rehabilitation center actually asked me. They were interested in it, and that's the stuff that they wanted me to talk about. And I got there and everybody was telling their stories, and I realized in that moment, I'm like, I'm not ready for this. First of all, it's not my crowd. None of them are talking about psychedelics. In fact, there's some of them that are there saying that, you know, they're there because of marijuana, which, yes, marijuana, some people, it's bad for them. They will sit in their car all day and do nothing, sit on the couch. You know, Joe Rogan says it's best. If you're a loser eating hamburgers all the time and you smoke weed, you're still going to be a loser eating hamburgers all the time. But if you're somebody that is focused and on a good trajectory, they can help you be more creative and get into those flow states. There are benefits, but there are also cons, and not everything is ready for everybody. It's not for everybody. Nothing is. Dairy is not for everybody. Sugar is not for everybody. Reading is not for everybody. You know, there's blind people out there and stuff. You know, so everything is bio-individual. For me and in my journey, psychedelics have really been that tool. There's tons of other tools too that have helped me, and I had a hard time talking about it. But I've had these amazing coaches. That investment that I made, which I paid off, by the way, money I didn't even know I had, paid it off. So there's one. I had Evan Carmichael. I've got my life coach, Coach Richard Harris, like my accountability partner, other accountability partners that I've had in the past, all these amazing people that believe in me. And I'm just starting now to believe in myself. After that investment and all that time, I chickened out and I said, I'm not going to do addiction. I'm going to go talk about health and wealth and keep learning from entrepreneurs and all these things and get into the business. But it's like, that's not really where my heart is. I do love holistic health, and I love helping people get healthy naturally. And once you get healthy naturally, the wealth just comes. So it's really easy to say, get healthy and wealthy naturally. But the truth is, I have to go where that pain is. So that's what I'm working on now. Part of that also means aligning to my values, which means speaking more my truth. It means getting 1% closer to love every single day. It means being honest with myself, being honest with you guys. It means getting off of social media. Like, I do batch record a lot of things. I spend a maximum an hour on it every single day, that's still too much, and the platforms that I'm using don't align with my values. All this censorship that Facebook is doing, that YouTube is doing, it's incredible, and I'm really saddened to be a part of it. I'm saddened that I have invested so much time and so much money into learning these things. I'm sad that I've created a lot of impactful groups, and over the next few weeks, few months, I'm going to be emailing each single one of you and asking you to either join me on the other side on some of the new platforms that I will be focused on that are uncensored, or even just give me your email and we'll keep in touch that way. But I will be reaching out to all of you in some way, shape, or form over the next few weeks and months, and I'm really hoping that you join me and you continue this journey with me. That's what I am. I'm learning just like all you guys. You know, I am just a student of life. You know, there's nothing that I'm doing that's any different than what you guys can do. It's just that I've failed a lot more, and I've been on this journey for many years now, and I just want to be your guide on the side during this wild ride. That's really it. I went a lot of it alone, and it wasn't until I started attracting the right people and working with coaches and mentors that I really got ahead, and I really started feeling connected. And that loneliness and these needs for addictions and external dopamine fixes, things like that, it's like it was all over. It didn't matter anymore. I went right for nurturing my health and aligning with my values and beliefs. And so this is a move that I definitely have to make for myself, whether my business gets a hit or not. But I do hope that you guys join me, or that this last connection that we have, I'm able to help you and guide you in the way that you're seeking. What are some other things? I did have like a little note of stuff that I wanted to say. Okay, so this is vlog number 9 of, you know, this permaculture homestead thing. So my work was done there. It's also black fly season. Like, honestly, you guys, Finn and I went out for a hike, Papa too. And I had these masks, one from me when I was in South America in the Amazon rainforest. I had this pink one. And my friend Janelle got one for Finn, and it's like blue and white and so cute. And because black flies here in Canada are just so crazy, like you're literally eating them, they're getting up in your nose, everything, especially when you're in the bush. And that's what we were hiking. And so yeah, we put these on. This was like our last day there, and I just started thinking, I'm like, there's no way that I'm gonna wear these like actually in public for any of this COVID stuff. I do honestly believe that it is a way to divide who it is that's giving into the tyranny, and who's still independent, and who's still free, and who's still going to fight for those freedoms. So that is the first and last time of this year that I'm going to wear that mask, black fly season or not. I'm done with it now, and we're back in the city right now, and stores are opening back up, and I saw too that there wasn't very many people that were wearing them, and the people who were, you know, I just sent love out of my heart. You know, there was no judgment there was no anything. It was just love. However, judgment did come up for me when I saw people, they're driving in their car with their mask and they're by themselves, get out of their car and go to talk to somebody and pull it down. And I'm like, that's not stupidity, that's narcissism. That is saying, I'm better than you because I'm wearing a mask, but I don't really believe in the mask. I'm just doing it to be better. It's like some vegans do that. You know, I eat a lot of vegan food, but I'm no vegan because I don't have the same judgments, and I will eat eggs in the spring from a farm, and I will eat honey when it's unpasteurized from people that I know really care about their bees. You know, those are things that I do. I'm not vegan, but I eat a lot of vegan food, and I know that some vegans are like really strict on all of those things, and they'll judge even their friends and their family. And I've been there too. Sometimes I judge my family when my stepdad had his heart attack. and he comes in, is eating bacon the same year, I'm like, I said something, you know. But there's like, there's a difference between love and a difference between the judgment. And, you know, love, you do have to speak up and you do have to be honest when you're coming from love. When you're coming from a narcissistic standpoint, or when you're doing things out of pride, or to be better, or just out of judgment because you're doing something and you're feeling like you're alone in it, and like you're smarter than other people, and that you've got something that they don't, that sets you down a bad spiral, one that I really wanted to pull myself out of. And so that's where I'm at right now, is that when I see things like that, when I see people's shopping carts that are full of junk food and they're way overweight, and they're probably the ones saying, oh, I can never lose weight, you know, it's like the broke people who say, oh, I'm broke all the time, and then they're also the ones who never have any money. Like, but if you change that thinking, then it'll create more abundance for you. And so I just try to do that with love. Maybe it's part of being a Reiki master. I'm just like out of my fingertips, love, love, love. But no, really, I open up my heart when I see it, and when I feel any sort of a judgment coming on, I just re-humble myself, and I just say, that's a part of me. That is, I've been there. I've been that person that was shopping for those things. I've bought those things before. And even if I haven't, it's like, I do know what's in that. And so I send them love, and I'm like, you know, I hope your body knows how to eliminate those, like whatever it is that I can do, whatever good vibes I can send, so that they can live through it and come out better on the other side. Whether it works or not, that's just a practice that I do for myself, because I do believe that we are all one, and that everything is energy. A little hippy dippy, but it's definitely a really strong belief that I have. Some other things that I have here, you know, it is a pretty amazing life that I'm able to cultivate these opportunities to be able to work in a permaculture garden. This was my largest permaculture garden yet. I did 2 hugel beds down by the water, and then there's a 3-tier garden. One of them has 2 sides, so it was like quite a few really big beds. Also, there was tons of gardens on the top that I just cleaned up a little bit because they hadn't been maintained in a few years. So this was the biggest one, and it was 300 acres of land, so we really got to explore quite a bit. And every year it seems to get better and better, and even though we don't get to stay there, and I don't get to reap the benefits of these gardens and things that I do, you know, I do have this opportunity to invest in myself, invest in my tools. I get to learn, and I get to spend that time in nature every single year, and it does continue to get better and better. And when I do have my own place, I get to have all of this experience, and it's definitely going to help me appreciate it a lot more. I do believe that, and it gets me closer to where it is that I want to be. You know, I'm not there yet. I don't want to purchase a property yet, even if I had all the money to throw down and just say, here you go. In any way that I would do that, I'd probably do it with the Amazon Rainforest Conservancy, maybe start a Canadian branch or something like that. That's probably how I would do it, even if the money was completely available to me right now, because I believe that travel at this point in time in my life is still more important. We have 2 legs for a reason. I hate that the borders are closed. I hate that there's borders in general. I'm such a humanitarian that way. It's like, if we are tourists and traveling, we should definitely just be able to walk this world. I feel like that's our human right, is to just walk this world and see everything and meet all these different cultures. And that is school. That is life. That is what we live for. That's something that the mushrooms have really taught me over and over and over again, is that, you know, I'm not talking about deep state one world order stuff here, but I am saying that we are one world. This is a planet for all of us. And we do have the human right to be able to walk it. So I do hope that these borders and things open up soon, so I can get more of that in my life. Again, because that's really what I want to be doing. Hopefully by the fall, I can actually hit the road with Finn. That would be our next adventure, is kind of like a road trip. Yeah. What else? There's going to be one more video for this series. So this is number 9. There will be a number 10. The number 10 is going to be about like our camping trip. I'll show you guys what everything looks like now that it's all growing in, and things like that. And it's not going to be for a while now. Like we'll probably go back in, but that one's going to be like the big camping trip. Hopefully, when we get our family in with us and things like that. So that would be really cool. And I'm looking forward to get that out. Is there anything else that I wanted to bring? No, I think we're good. But I love you guys. This was a lot of talking. But if there's anything more that you guys want to dive into, just let me know. I'll be happy to make you some content around it. I love you so much. I'll talk to you soon.